All right, welcome friends. We are working to complete lesson 45 and I am going to complete it in Paint 3D. And so I clicked on in the search, you type Paint 3D and click on that. I just want you to get used to using this app. If you haven't downloaded it, please do. It's just a wonderful app to make digital art. If you don't have your supplies with you, you can still get your work done on time. So I'm going to use this as my space to type and send pictures. All right, you can do one or the other first, or it doesn't matter. And so I'm going to just type first. So I click text, and then I'm going to click that text there. And then where do I want the text? Well, I'm going to put a picture of her and then one artwork. You know, I know if you've been there, maybe you want to put more artworks, but really you just want to focus on one. You're trying to, and also friends, if it looks good enough, I'm going to try to share it on our Facebook page or Instagram page or our website. So please do your best for this. And here we go. So I am going to make this video with it sort of big, but then it's going to get a little smaller. All right, so what are we doing? I'm hoping that you can create something, like I said, for the Facebook page. So what are we talking about? Well, let's start with us, the DPS CD Virtual School. Visited. We don't want to leave anybody out, so we're not going to just say 52 people from the virtual school. We'll just say visited the DIA exhibit. Let's just say DIA on April 29th, 2025 to check out the work of Tiff Massey as well as our very own artists. All right. Ending May 11th, 2025. Check it out before it's gone. All right, so we're trying to attract attention and get people to go check the thing out that we just saw. If you did go with us, it was so cool. All right, notice I'm keeping this, I'm not hitting enter. If you do accidentally hit enter, you can just keep going, but I'm going to try to make it a little smaller. I think you guys can see it still. All right, so the DPS CD Virtual School visited DIA on April 29th, 2025 to check out the work of Tiff Massey, comma, as well as our very own artists. All right, that doesn't make sense. Our artists don't end in May. The Massey exhibit ends. All right. And so you're supposed to put a period of space after a period unless Miss K in emergency situations has let that go if there's not a lot of space left. And I'm also going to, and I want to make sure that it's in a font that is very clear. All right. So you can change it though. I know they like Times New Roman, so T. All right, there, and it's a little smaller too. Okay, so now with lesson 45, okay, which is supposed to be an all about Tiff Massey paragraph. All right. And we want to say Tiff Massey, oops, okay, so I just hit the space bar to move that because I don't want to recreate this box over and over again. You're supposed to work smarter, not harder. All right, so Tiff Massey. All right, I want to make sure that you get your name in here. So before we even, I want you to write by in your first name and your last name, and write grade or whatever you want, or maybe you don't need your grade, okay? Just so we got that. And you can make it move so it's got your name right there at the beginning, all right? And so we're going to go ahead and now complete our lesson 45. All right, so I try to think of beginning to end as I write this. I try to think about who, what, where, when, how, and why. But I try to keep it short and to the point so we aren't going on and on. We're not going to list everything we learned about Tiff Massey, just to highlight enough for one picture, maybe a picture of herself, a picture of her art, and a little information that is welcoming, so hopefully people listen to it and go do it. All right, so what is she cool? Why is she cool? Tiff Massey is the first female living black artist to have, and friends, if you want to not use one of these words or a couple of these words, you go right ahead. This is your example. So you make it the best explanation you want. I'm just trying to do the best I can to help you. All right. The first female living black artist. You know what? I'm going to get out female because I think it sounds, if you think it sounds okay, great. First, I don't know if I should put commas in here. To have her own solo exhibition at the Detroit Institute of Art. All right, all right. Period. Okay, so now we got to do a little history about her. So, what's her big thing? The big thing is 7 Mile in Livernois. All right. And so we want to remind them of the name. So you can either write Tiff here or Massey. Grew up on 7 Mile and Livernois. All right. And currently bought a building there. That way people know she's still in existence. All right, I could go on and talk about how she's helping the community there, but I'm going to tie it back with a community sentence at the end. You always try to just say something once. All right, and all right, so building there, she plans, or you could say Tiff plans on creating a sculpture park there as well. All right. And then we gotta, we did the grow up thing and we made a sentence about that. Now we want to go back and think about, well, how did she get here? And I did want to include the fact that she wanted to be a veterinarian, but I guess that ship is, you want to keep it short and sweet. So I went with her Mercy High School art teacher introduced her to the torch and maybe maybe I would change that. And you can also like bold some stuff, like the interesting stuff. All right. Introduced her to the torch and then graduated. And here, the first Black woman to receive a metal smithing degree from the Cranbrook Academy of Art. All right. And so we could talk about the fact that she made friendship rings as her first thing, but we're just going to go straight in and say she created jewelry box art in large scale based off of her own jewelry. Oh, her own handmade jewelry. All right. That fills the room. All right. And maybe I should put large scale that fills the room of her own jewelry. So I want to see what you do with that. All right. And then I go to a book it for this part. I worked smarter, not harder. And so I found what I already researched. The artist for what up dough, all right, and that is the necklace art. Large necklace. Oh, the artist's intent. Okay, like why is she doing this? The why. For what up dough, large necklace is to feel you are metaphorically wearing the necklace, part of the shared experience with the other people in the gallery in Detroit. And I'm going to say museum because she's not selling it. Usually if it's a gallery, you're selling it, and I don't think she was selling it. I didn't see a price tag. And she mentioned it represents true wealth as it is an abundance of connecting community. All right. And so I pulled that right from, and maybe I need to like literally quote it from the story. And let me go there and get you that link if I can find it. Hold on, I sent it to everybody else. All right. And so I'm just clicking it here, copying the link. And then I'm going to put a dash. Oh, Miss K. I don't know if I can make a live link in this or not. All right, so there is my link. And I'm going to pull it here. All right, and if you can make that live, great. If you can't, that's fine too. All right. I want to get that word body. There you go. All right, and so that's sort of where it came from. I didn't write that sentence. Somebody else did. So I want to give props to them. All right. So there is a little write-up on Tiff Massey, as well as it lets them know. And if you took pictures, if you did go, you can send a picture yourself in front of an artwork. That is fine. I would love that. And again, we're trying to get this on a Facebook page or Instagram page for the virtual school or the website. Let's go ahead and let's find a picture of Tiff Massey. All right. And so I did drop it in all your chat boxes, so you've got it. And I also dropped that picture, a good picture of the art. All right. Oh no, Miss K, where did it go? There it is. All right, that's the old one. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control V, and the picture that I saved into my computer, there is Tiff Massey. And maybe you want Tiff Massey up here or Tiff Massey down here. I'm going to put it down here because I really want them to see the What Up Doe necklace. All right, so I'm going to travel back, and much like you might, click on the chat box where I gave you that artwork. You can pick whatever art you want though. Go back to Paint 3D and click outside here and hit Control V. All right, and then I don't even know if I need, let's see how this works. I'm going to touch my screen and shrink it. And I just pinched my fingers together because I have a touch screen. And let's see. I want to fit. I want it to look good there. All right. And so even though this is asymmetrically balanced, I still think this is pleasing to the eye. You've got your pictures over there. If you want people to look at that first, let's see. Let's do something like spray can. No, we need red. red. All right. And then if you want whatever place you want them to look first, if you want them to look at your name first, maybe you'll just make a period right here. So to do that, I'm just going to drop this down and make a period. And it didn't work in the right spot, so I'm going to make the period bigger. All right, and do another one. All right, and it's just a little something something that maybe you want it even bigger. Go back. Oh, it went back. All right, let's try it again. All right, and let's just move that one right there. So, you know, where if maybe they're looking on the whole page and you really want them to be attracted to it, this will add emphasis to it. So put that red dot wherever you want them to be looking first. Okay, to save it for the Paint 3D, you're going to go to the top left corner. I just clicked menu. Again, look, menu up here. I wish it had a save button, but you have to click on menu first. Save as, image, and then what are you saving this as? Let's just save it as lesson 45. All right, and Tiff Massey. All right, wherever you want to save it, I like to save it in the documents. Save. All right, and then again, the only thing wrong with this is that this isn't clickable, so you might have to drag it into a PowerPoint, and then let's see, and then oh my goodness, friends. All right, well, I'm not going to keep going, but you can drag it in and you can add the link, and I'll just show you how to answer and add the link. All right, so you go to the link, all right, and this middle one, insert link, okay, and we got to find that link. Here is the link. Whoops. It should be in your chat today, April 30th, copy. All right. And let's see. Okay. And it should be, I think it's somewhere here. But that is how you do it. All right. I think it's lost in these pictures, but I hope you were able to write up a little blurb about Tiff Massey. And once you're done with the Paint 3D, like I said, you could also do the same thing on this, which is a Word document. All right. And you could also be dragging it if you've copied it. You could copy and then drag it to here, and then you can also add your little link, your live link, whatever that is, and you could submit it like this. All right, my friends, I don't want it too long. We've gone 24 minutes. I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing this, and I look forward to seeing your lesson 45. Bye-bye. Love you.